What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in, and fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Why is that? There we go. Okay, all right, Z. It look like it's gonna be one of them technical difficulty days. All right. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. We're gonna be covering a few things today. So I played a few days ago, more like 2 weeks ago. We started talking about women leaning on their male friends because, well, they have no man. We got our 5 chocos in because, of course, right? But you see that women are speaking about doing that more and more. So this is an old video. As a matter of fact, do I want to cover that first? No, I do not. No, I do not. Scratch what Mr. Z said. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. I want to cover this first. Shay Sade played something on her channel a couple days ago, and one video stuck out to me the most. And it might, for those of you that saw it, it might not have stuck out to you. I'm going to play it in a minute. The reason why it stuck out is because you could see the young lady's heart shatter in the moment. And we're going to talk about it. Right? Once again, fair use, fair use. Shout out to Shay Sade, fair use, fair use. And here we go, everyone.
I'm not submitting to no man that expect me to go 50-50. You want your wife to bear your children, cook, clean.
A few moments later.
Is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Could I just like rip? Rip?
Is it like tearaway pants?
Tearaway pants? Auto-tune pants.
Honey, where am I?
So we're going to play that again. Exactly, exactly, compassionate Lord. Young lady, you are in the car. Looks like an SUV or truck, actually. But you are in the car with nothing but white folks. You got the white man talking about ripping your weave off and talking about the glue. And you can see when she side-eyes him. Oh, her heart. She's showing off in the camera. She looking at herself in the camera, doing the whole thing that women do nowadays. And he just continues. And no one, including the white woman in the car, stops him. Oh, and you can see her heart shatter. You can see it. Right? But shout out to all of the folks that tell us, Black men are not emotionally intelligent and we're not aware and we're not present. Yeah.
A few moments later.
Is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Could I just like rip? Rip?
Is it like tearaway pants?
Tearaway pants? Auto-tune pants.
Honey, where am I?
She is dying inside. All jokes aside, that young lady is dying inside. You see it on her face. Her face instantly changes when the young man that you can't see on the other side of the one in the middle, when he says something about the weave. Oh, one more again.
A few moments later.
Is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the...
If I pull your wig off. Once he said that, it was over. Huh? Yikes. As Mr. Z has said, other folks have said that in this space, or actually alluded to it, maybe not said it in the exact same words. As non-white folks mingle and tangle with more and more white folks, more and more white men, yeah, you gonna get those racist jokes. Huh? All that racially insensitive comments. Oh yeah, you getting those racially insensitive comments. Oh, you better believe it. Huh? Y'all forgot about the clip I played where the Indian young lady said the white dude told her, "I bet you that vagina smell like curry." Oh boy. Yeah. Huh? You're in the car with a bunch of white folks and they go to making jokes about your weave and ripping your wig off or your weave off. Uh-huh. Shout out to all the women of color who think you're gonna quote unquote tame white men. Shout out to all the black women in specific. Yeah, that's it. So Shay Sade played a bunch of clips on that um piece that she made, but that one is the one that stood out to me because you could see her heart shatter, and I mirrored it so you can't. It's not as clear, but if you check out Shay Sade's channel and check out Shay Sade, shout out to Shay, you can see her face change. Huh? You could see her face change. I've said this before. Black women, how many of these weirdo white dudes, how many of these duds do y'all have to end up with before you get your mythical, magical white man and the magical mixed race baby? Huh? Because this is the open kept secret. Because we have a couple of videos now of black women admitting, particularly young black women, oh boy, admitting, yeah, I tried doing that whole swirler thing and it didn't turn out right. Huh? Yeah. How many of you are out here trying to make this swirler divester life thing take off, and y'all running into white guys like this talking about your weave? Now, one thing any black man born and raised, I don't know, on planet Earth, from Brazil to America to Haiti to Jamaica to Nigeria to South Africa, we know we ain't messing with your weave. We might make fun of your weave, but we definitely not talking about whipping your weave off. But here's the white guy in a car full of other white folks. Violation number one, young lady. Talk about ripping your weave off. Talking about the glue. Oh boy. And not even paying attention to the cues on your face that said, yeah, that line right there. That might be the line right there. They continue. Of course they continue. Shout out to all the black women. White people have been the nicest to me. White women, no, not even white women. White men are the first ones to compliment me about my hair texture, about my skin color. The first ones to tell me I look pretty. Okay, yeah, that's it. Continuing.
A few moments later.
Is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Can I just like rip?
Is it like tearaway pants?
Tearaway pants.
Tearaway
Auto-tune pants.
Honey, where am I?
Did Mr. Z hear that? It's funny. Oh my God. That's what y'all going through, black women, on the low? Huh? And Indigo says white men generally don't abide by the whole "don't talk about black women's whatever the hell" because they're sensitive about it thing. Yeah, first, they don't know. Secondly, even if they do know, they don't care. Third, even if they do care, they could still make fun of it because what you gonna do about it? Oops. Huh? Shout out to all those black women. Protection and provision and white men are just better. They just okay. Yeah. Exactly. Indigo says loved out loud, ladies and gentlemen. Loved properly. Yeah, exactly. GC says social media has rotted their brains. Black women wanted to be on this before social media. It's just that they had the weirdos like Crystal and Karazin, Chrissy, the young lady Only Logical covered the other day, actually the older lady, and she's with an even older man, older white man. Apparently she has children and all. I'll link it in the description box after the stream. Now she's talking about the luxurious lifestyle and she making fun of black women that prefer to be with a black man. Yeah, when you have weirdos like that, when you have the Paris Malons, even though she was probably engaged at the time to a black man, telling other black women, Kentanji chose better, Eve chose better, Serena chose better. So black women wanted to be the black women that are on this, they wanted to be on that anyway. What social media and the internet did was just give them a justification. When they didn't need a justification, you're a black woman born and raised in America. Born and raised on planet Earth. uh, Once again, this is why we say decolonize your mind. So fine. Y'all gonna take y'all chances out there with the non-black men, and you gonna get what the non-black women get when those non-black women deal with their men. So whatever Latino men have the proclivity to do to Latinas, guess what? Whatever white men have the proclivity to do to white women, guess what? Whatever South Asian men have the proclivity to do to South Asian women, guess what? Whatever East Asian men have the proclivity to do to East Asian women, Arab and Middle Eastern men have the proclivity to do to Arab and Middle Eastern women, guess what? And add a big smattering of anti-blackness and the fact that they'll have less patience with you and feel like it's an even greater violation, whatever they tell you to do and you don't do it. Huh? Yikes. So yeah, yes, I saw the segment about the illegal immigrant that deleted the young lady and threw her over a bridge or something like that. Huh? Apparently smashed and then deleted her. Huh? Illegal Latino immigrant. Well, huh? So it's not just social media. Though. A lot of black women have been having this mythical, magical white man, huh? The mythical, magical white man idea for the longest. And a couple of them will make something work with that. More of them will just get smashed and dashed. And every once in a while, one of them is going to end up in a very, very horrid situation. Huh? Yikes. So that young lady is in the car full of white folks, and they commenced to talking about weaves and wigs, and talking about ripping her weave and wig. Because you know what the masses of white folks don't care about? Anybody's feelings, especially not a black person's feelings. Shout out to black women. And again,
A few moments later.
So is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Could I just like rip?
Rip.
Does it like tear away pants?
damn, she looked like she wanted to cry. Wait. We're gonna play that again. She looked like she wanted to cry at one point. There we go.
A few moments later.
So is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Could I just like rip?
Rip.
And right there,
Does it like tear away pants?
the side eye. There go the side eye.
Auto tune.
Yep, she tried. She's fighting the tears. She was fighting the tears. Yeah, I heard it too. Afro Merchant, how hard is the glue? I heard it too. Shout out to all the power dynamic. No, it ain't no power. Look, you live in an anti-black society. Y'all go over there looking to be kept and looking to be treated like upper middle class and rich white women, and you think the fastest way to get there is to be under the white man's scrotum. And yeah, you might, but you're gonna have to go through something cruel to be over there. Huh? Yikes. Afro Merchant says she's trying to avoid looking at them. Yo, she gonna bust in tears. She would burst into tears if she had to look at them in their face while they making fun of her. Man, people must forget what era we're living in. Y'all need to talk to y'all nephews, your nieces. Because I saw the little news segment of the young man in a barn with a bunch of white folks, and they damn near pushed him into the goddamn meat grinder. Huh? Mr. Z is not about raising your black children to hate non-black folks, particularly white folks. With that said, y'all raising y'all kids all type of weird. Too many black folks in particular raising their kids all type of weird. And your kid, maybe your daughter, gonna find themselves in the worst situation ever. And now what? Because you want to be on some kumbaya, we are the world thing. Okay, now this young lady in a car full of white folks, and they talking about her weave, and she fighting back the tears. Huh? Thank you, Big Mo. Big Mo says they thought we were bad when it came to critiquing weaves. The white folks not even critiquing the weave; they just making fun. And unlike in the black community, you can't shame them. See, if she was in a car full of black men, she could have started making jokes, trying to shame dudes, all type of sassy jokes and LGBTQ jokes, and huh? You don't get no vagina jokes. She could have went there with it. White folks don't care nothing about what you're talking about. Yikes. Hardbuck says they haze swirlers and divestors. Hey, you know that's what I wanted to say in the go cruel tutelage. I stopped myself not because I forgot the word tutelage. I stopped myself because May. I don't want to give her credit for it, but that's a really good phrase, actually. Right? So that's what black women are going to go through. We're going to keep on seeing them go through it. Every time they try to swirl and divest. See, this is what happens that they don't record often. This is what happens that they don't speak about. This is what Chrissy's not talking about. This is what Divested Zealot is not talking about. This is what Lexus Exodus is not talking about. Divested Witch and all those weirdos over there, this is what they're not talking about. How often this happens. Weirdo comments, weird jokes. Huh? Talks about impulse control and low IQ and bad culture. Huh? Oh, it's the culture. You hear white folks or any non-black person start saying, no, it's the culture. I get it. That's a racist statement. But y'all let it slide. Don't worry about it. Y'all let it slide. Yeah. Because y'all think y'all got a savior over there. And even other black women are tired of hearing y'all talk.
Fantasies that black women are going through on this app right now, it's wrap it up. Wrap it up, ladies, because it's getting crazy and real ahistorical. I just got home from the office, and one of the first videos I see is a discussion on whether white men will be the ones to protect black women under our current system. When have white men ever had a documented history of protecting black women? I will wait. I just don't even know where these ideas are stemming from. If you understand patriarchal white supremacist systems, why would you think that the people who sit at the highest echelons of that ladder are going to be the ones to save you when this all starts to crumble? What are we talking about? And again, it is all based on this dedication to the fantasy that Prince Charming is coming to save you. Prince Charming is not, nobody is coming to save you. It's not a white man. It's not a black man. I always say over here, ladies, you have to save yourself. Like, that's the answer. White men are not a liberation strategy. Romantic love with men who sit at the highest echelons of the food pyramid is not saving you. I just don't know. You have to be self-sufficient. Those are the answers you're looking for. Like these hypotheses, the answer comes from relying on yourself.
I want to pause right here. And this is where Mr. Z starts to be enraged. Not at this young lady that was just speaking. These weirdo technocrats, social designers, these feminists did not say Mr. Z grew up around Latina women, black women, white women in an urban environment. No one told the women what came with their equality. They get nothing. And so all of them are trying to run for higher ground in all type of weird ways, and they're all throwing temper tantrums because there is no higher ground if you don't build it. Uh-oh. So she's right about that. Yeah, this is what comes with your equality. This is why Mr. Z keeps on spamming this button.
Don't shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price.
Sold y'all freedom. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but didn't mention the price. And whether it's man or woman, white, black, Asian, Latino, or otherwise, no one's saying to the women that, what comes with equality and fighting and advocating for that is all these gendered pleasures. Shout out to whoever that was on Clubhouse with Kim Foster. All these gendered pleasures. Okay, yeah, we're not going to get that anymore. Yeah, women are, I know that. Which is another reason why Mr. Z keeps on spamming these buttons.
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That's why Mr. Z keeps playing those. Ladies, you tore up the social contract, or better yet, your foremothers tore up the social contract and you went along with it enthusiastically. And so we're here now. You get nothing. So throw your temper tantrum all you want. You don't end up with one of those 20% men. Be prepared to live and die off of your own work or thereof. You get nothing. So the I would argue, as I said before, Black women wanted to be on this type of time anyway, for the ones of them that are. But what equality did was kind of flatten that pyramid. So now you see women really running for the hills. They're running for the top. Huh, there's a pun in there. And you couple that with late stage capitalism, neoliberalism, materialism, consumerism. Oh yeah, you're gonna have all type of women, namely women of color, that price their vagina out the game. Mr. Z uses that phrase intentionally. Yeah, the white man, and I'm gonna play a clip in a minute where a same-sex loving woman is talking about this leadership, provide, protect thing. Because no one said to the ladies what comes with their equality, you get nothing.
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
Huh? There has to be a consequence. And you get nothing. You tore up the social contract. So ladies, you get nothing.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, madam. You get nothing. Continuing.
Fantasies that Black women are going through on this app right now, it's wrap it up. Wrap it up, ladies, because it's getting crazy and real ahistorical. I just got home from the office, and one of the first videos I see is a discussion on whether white men will be the ones to protect Black women under our current system. When have white men ever had a documented history of protecting Black women? I will wait. I just don't even know where these ideas are stemming from. If you understand patriarchal white supremacist systems, why would you think that the people who sit at the highest echelons of that ladder are going to be the ones to save you when this all starts to crumble? What are we talking about? And again, it is all based on this dedication to the fantasy that Prince Charming is coming to save you. Prince Charming is not, nobody is coming to save you. It's not a white man. It's not a Black man. I always say over here, ladies, you have to save yourself. Like, that's the answer. White men are not a liberation strategy. Romantic love with men who sit at the highest echelons of the food pyramid is not saving you. I just don't know. You have to be self-sufficient. Those are the answers you're looking for. Like these hypotheses, the answer comes from relying on yourself. Investing in yourself, investing in community with other women. Like, you have to reimagine a new world. Tap into your imagination and imagine a world in which women save themselves. I don't know why we are really struggling with this to the point where we've now moved on from thinking that it's going to be a benevolent Black man that's going to save you from this patriarchal capitalist hellscape and thinking, actually, it's the white guy that's going to save me. What are we talking about? And then I know there's theories about like, if you're going to get married, you might as well marry white, you might as well marry wealthy, you might as well marry a good person. Like, let's talk about it. You want to marry a person of character, kindness. You know what happens? And God forbid, this guy stops liking you anymore. More privilege that he already has the privilege of being a man. But you put on top of that, he's wealthy. You put on top of that, he's a white. You will be crushed underneath his thumb if he ever decides to weaponize any of that. You need to marry a good, kind person with character, morality. Yes, preferably one with some coins. Okay? But this idea that like this white wealthy man is coming to save you from your circumstance. Let it go. The interracial love fantasy.
Ma'am, you either get on the black man's program or you get nothing. We leave you in the wilderness, and whoever want to do to you, that's what you get. Huh? Whether it's white men, Latinos, Asians, whether it's other women, you get what you get out there. Women will not save themselves. Say it, Z. Y'all are incapable. Ooh, God damn, you said that out loud. Huh? Black women been throwing their legs open either by force or willingly since the west coast of Africa, since the east coast of Africa, since goddamn Egypt. And it's gotten black people where now? Huh? There is no saving yourself, ma'am. Black women get on black men's program or deal with what they got to deal with out there. And there is no liberation investing in your female friendships. Y'all end up fighting, literally throwing blows. Huh? Yikes. Huh? And shout out to Trell, not the gospel joint. And Trell says, nobody told me the road would be easy. And once I read it, I thought about the song. Not the gospel joint. That's hysterical. Good song. But that's actually a really good reference. Huh? Yikes. All that sound nice, and Compassionate called it. Yeah. Yep, there it is. The old coven of women's solution. Yeah. And this is where the nameless protagonist comes up with the hive model. Huh? This is where he comes up with the hive model. They really think they're going to be able to save themselves. They're not. It's black men or whatever the hell the wilderness has for you. That's how that goes. And yes, you get on a benevolent black men's program. Or, like you said, madam, every day you pray and wish and hope that that well-off white man doesn't crush you and weaponize whatever systems against you. Every day you better wake up kissing ass and giving blowjobs. Oh boy. Yeah, that's how that goes. Huh? And madam, it's not just that. Oh no. The LGBTQ white women are telling women, it's not exclusive to black women here, but women, yeah, don't come over here looking for protection and leadership either. Uh-oh.
You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. Day after day after day, profile after profile, I see lesbians on dating sites saying things like, I just want a strong leader. I just want someone I can submit to. Lesbians are saying this to other women. I'm in my feminine era. I'm looking for someone who can bring out my feminine era. I'm looking for the leader of my family. Women to other women. Let me tell you something. The good Lord did not create me as a woman to be a provider. The good Lord did not create me to protect you. The good Lord did not make it for two women to have a man-woman relationship. Okay, say what you want. I'm gay, but it says right there in the Bible, man and woman. It outlines what kind of relationship a man and woman should have. When we decided, as a society, to be gay, we gave up certain things. We broke the mold. God knows our life, and he knows our plan. He has a plan for us. But there is no outline for our type of relationship in the Bible. As a woman, you are not supposed to submit to me, another woman. As a woman, I am not supposed to be your provider, your caretaker. As a woman who dates women, when I stopped dating men, I realized there were certain things that I was going to have to give up. I would have to give up the safety and protection aspect of being with a man. I would have to give up the heteronormative relationships I was used to, where I could be the strong woman of my household. And instead, I was going to start to have more equal partnerships where both people split duties. You know why so many lesbian couples end in divorce? False expectations. You're putting heteronormative expectations where there never should have been any because...
No, ma'am. You're right about the false expectations. We're going to play it again. Don't worry. We're going to play the whole thing. You're right about the false expectations. You're wrong about the heteronormative, because women are filing for divorce on men too. Huh? The unrealistic expectations, yeah, they hold that for everyone. Other women, namely butch, more masculine women, men, huh? And that's men that are their friends, that's men that are in intimate relationships with them, that's men that's just smashing. It's the way we have constructed female and femininity. Really femininity. The social contract is dead. And women are trying to uphold the parts where they do less work, less labor, yet still get a certain type of benefit. No, you get nothing. Y'all heard what the butch lady was saying? She realized when she went same sex, there were certain privileges she gave up. Ma'am, I would like for you to extend that. The second the women signed on to the feminist bull crap, y'all torched the social contract and y'all gave up all the privileges. So for the handful of you that could end up with really not even the top 20, the top 5, maybe 10% of men, okay, you'll be all right. All the rest of you, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And I didn't forget about you, Els Active. Huh? Trell, I ain't gonna read that out loud. That's hysterical. Huh? Yeah, y'all gave everything up. Continuing.
You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. Day after day after day, profile after profile, I see lesbians on dating sites saying things like, I just want a strong leader. I just want someone I can submit to. Lesbians are saying this to other women. I'm in my feminine era. I'm looking for someone who can bring out my feminine era. I'm looking for the leader of my family. Women to other women. Let me tell you something. The good Lord did not create me as a woman to be a provider. The good Lord did not create me to protect you. The good Lord did not make it for two women to have a man-woman relationship. Okay, say what you want. I'm gay, but it says right there in the Bible, man and woman. It outlines what kind of relationship a man and woman should have. When we decided, as a society, to be gay, we gave up certain things. We broke the mold. God knows our life, and he knows our plan. He has a plan for us. But there is no outline for our type of relationship in the Bible. As a woman, you are not supposed to submit to me, another woman. As a woman, I am not supposed to be your provider, your caretaker. As a woman who dates women, when I stopped dating men, I realized there were certain things that I was going to have to give up. I would have to give up the safety and protection aspect of being with a man. I would have to give up the heteronormative relationships I was used to, where I could be the strong woman of my household. And instead, I was going to start to have more equal partnerships where both people split duties. You know why so many lesbian couples end in divorce? False expectations. You're putting heteronormative expectations where there never should have been any because we were not made for that. God did not make us for this. You're putting these expectations that there's going to be a man and a woman in the relationship, and that's just not feasible. It may be feasible for a short time, but within a matter of time, those expectations will not be met, and somebody's going to get disappointed, and somebody's going to get overwhelmed. Women can have great and loving relationships together. They can have successful relationships together. However, sacrifices have to be made. You have to buckle down and realize I am not a man, never will be a man. You are not a man, never will be a man. And we're going to have to come together on a lot of things. We're going to have a much more equal partnership than you might have with a man. But if you're a lesbian and you're still out here looking for your leader, your provider, the person who's going to guide and lead your entire relationship or marriage and guide and lead your family in a biblical sense, like man/woman, you're not going to find that in women. Go find a man.
Madam, this is the weirdest thing ever, right? And Afro Merchant says this butch excuse me, I said this way wrong. Afro Merchant says this butch more woke than straight women. Say that. Compassionate says women don't realize they don't overproduce enough for even a egalitarian system to endure. Not at the surplus base level we're living now. You know, outside of the Dr. Chris Marshes of the world, the Dr. Jennifer Lundquist, maybe Chantel Bugs of the world, your average woman don't know nothing about that. They just want what they want. They don't appreciate systems. They don't appreciate the social contract. They don't know nothing about no goddamn philosophers, Hobbes and whatnot. They don't know nothing about that. They're here, Hobbes. They think you're talking about Fast and the Furious. But for those of you that got the reference, right? They don't know. They don't care. What they want is the super tall, good looking, uber wealthy man who provides them the lifestyle and doesn't exercise any of the power and influence in the home that that money and that status entails. Huh? Simply put, and you're right, the women don't earn enough. They don't earn enough. And not only do they not earn enough, there are certain vital infrastructure that they're not in or engaging in any significant number. Period. It's not even simply that they're being left out. This is not like a black-white thing. This is a man-woman thing. The women don't want to do it. So before we even get to the money aspect of it all, not enough women know. They don't know, nor do they care. They don't know, they don't care, and they don't care to know. And well, but there's a consequence to that. And the women, the young women, are living the consequence of their independence, their quote unquote independence, their autonomy. And that's why you see so many of them sassy begging, arrogant begging, obligation begging, what he's supposed to do begging, what men are supposed to do begging. That's your job as a man begging. God damn, Z, how many begging? Right? Because they're living the cost of not having a man, and they don't earn as much as a Kim Foster or Real Talk with Yanny or a Chrissy. The majority of women on planet Earth don't. The majority of black women, the majority of women in America don't. Huh? They don't earn enough. And so they try to lean onto their homeboys, the women of their life and the men of their life, to make up for not having a man.
Women have this weird, twisted narrative with their friendships, right? There's this conversation going on where this girl said, oh, because you're a man and we're just friends, I still have the expectations to you. And y'all always do that. Like, I see it in y'all female relationships where you get upset when your homegirl gets a man and she starts paying more attention to him because you were using her as the emotional crutch because you didn't have a man. So she was filling in that gap and showing you the attention and cuddling you and treating you like a passenger princess and all that. Now you feel as though that your male friends should still open your doors, that they should still pump your gas, that when you're out, they should pay for your meals. This is not a relationship. Let me make this very clear. Men treat friendship equally. Like when we go out with our homeboys, we split the bills. So when we go out with our homegirls, we split the bills. We're not waiting to walk you to your car. We're not pumping your gas. Something, y'all also think that your homeboy should, if you buy a house and an independent woman, your homeboy should come over and do the maintenance work with you. No, you should have stayed in your place and not bought a fucking house until you got a man. If you could not handle the maintenance and the maintaining of that household. Y'all like to do things out of decency and order, or use a relationship that is out of tact or out of place to try to replace replace something. Men friendships with females should not have to be a replacement for the lack of men that you don't have. Either stay in your fucking daddy's house who's going to spoil you, or your male friends don't have to cater to you. How about that?
Listen, I feel like somewhere down the line, there's been like a little bit of miscommunication about our relationship. I'm your man's, not your man. Okay, that S is very important. It's a huge difference. You see, I'm your friend. That's a boy, not your boyfriend. I'm your homie. I'm not your brother. Nah, we don't got that type of relationship. Nah, we don't do that. Now that we got that sorted out, I'm gonna need you to start acting accordingly, nigga. I'm not taking you on dates. What the fuck? Listen, it's cool. We go hang out. We do shit. You know what I'm saying? We friends. We supposed to hang out. We go out. We do activities. We go get food. I'll pay for the shit, nigga. You my brody. You my mans. I fuck with you, so I'm gonna pay for it. Not every time, though. Bring your wallet, okay? Sometimes you gonna have to pay. When me and the guys hang out, we hang out broke. You one of the guys. So me and you, we can hang out and do broke shit. We don't gotta go to a restaurant, my nigga. Like, bro, I'm already a therapist. I'm already a guardian that you don't listen to. I'm not trying to get no coochie out the queen. Why is you telling me to get you Lululemon? I got a car. I'm your friend. I'm your homie that drive. You need to ride somewhere, my nigga, I got you. You need to ride somewhere every day? All the time? This ain't no passenger princess situation. I gas, cash, or ass. And I don't want no ass from you. So come up off that.
You know what's funny? Those independent women that be like, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. But y'all be using y'all best friend husband, y'all sister husband, y'all co-worker husband, talking about some come over here and fix the plumbing. Can you come over here and look at my car? I'm gonna be the wife be saying, who's that on the phone? Hello? Yeah, Shelly. What you need? He's busy being my husband. Bitch, because let me tell y'all something. The problems come with the benefits. You don't get to use my master electrician, HVAC technician, my mechanic, my electrician, my drug dealer. You don't get a discount. You get on Google like everybody else. Stop using everybody's husband. The problems come with the benefits. You gonna come over here and cook Sunday dinner, deal with his mother, wash his drawers out by hand? No! Leave people's husband alone. If you independent, be independent, but don't be dependent on my husband when I get one.
Huh? And Dre says, what's going on, Dre? That's a fact, Z. Strong, independent women stay asking me for help and favors, but today I'm going to set up my nephew's sports-ish by request. Let's read that first statement again. That's a fact, Z. Strong, independent women stay asking me for favors. So y'all are insufferable, mean, condescending, rude. Y'all are holding out for the uber wealthy, good looking man that's going to kiss your ass and let you do whatever you want to do and provide you with the security for your autonomy. And so while you're quote unquote waiting, you're leaning on both women and men of your life. And the men are saying, yeah, I'm not going to be your crutch. Not anymore. Y'all better lean on your literal brothers, your little biological brothers and male cousins. Huh? Both women and men calling y'all out for the BS. Y'all lucky I don't have a space to play the black butch girl that was speaking about how weird these women are now. It's the way we've constructed femininity in the West. It's to have a bunch of unaccountable, immature brats masquerading as adult women. And they hate the word accountability. Ain't that right, Kim Foster? Oops. Huh? Because they think it's a punishment. And in a different world, you know, a patriarchal, black male-led world, black male-led community, then maybe you wouldn't have to suffer the consequences for your own actions. Maybe your husband would. You know, husband would. Man. that you're on the program of. Oh, wait, that's one of those gendered pleasures, Z. Yeah, it is, ain't it? Uh-oh. Huh? Destro, that's funny. And Destro says 98 lookers, 46 likers. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I promise you, like half the folks that watch the videos do not like Z. My like ratio during the streams be horrific. All you hate watchers, could you like the video? We won't know that you like the video. We don't know who you are. Huh? And Jet Black says, and what's going on, bro? And Jet Black says, Z, I just got through recording about their unaccountability, and lo and behold, you go live about it. Yeah, I think we have similar minds, because I saw your coverage of the widow African Nigerian sister talking crap about black boys' reading level and comprehension. I saw your coverage of that too. What we have is the cost of modernity that women don't want to pay. They fought for us to get here. They wanted the privileges that feminism afforded them. Nothing wrong with that. But there's a cost to that. There is a bill. There's a cost to it.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price.
Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. I know I spammed that button a lot, y'all, but it's true. The one thing I'll give women, it did not mention the price. Mr. Z was sitting in those classes with them. I had a whole conversation years ago now with Sister Z about these classes. And she would tell you, yeah, they hype us up in those classes. I don't believe none of it, though. But the rest of the black girls in my class, oh, they were all with it. Of course they were. Huh? Feminism sold y'all freedom, but didn't mention the price. And yeah, there's a price. Even the LGBTQ white women telling y'all, yeah, I had to give up certain privileges when I decided to go down this road. Now, she sounded weird as hell, like Compassionate was saying, Christian gay, right? But she appreciates, as she's playing this role, she got to give up certain privileges. That protection provision thing, it's out the window. Do for yourself. That's why when FD Signifier was over here, he said, yeah, the women want security and they want their autonomy. They want autonomy and security. And I laughed. You don't get both simultaneously. Are you crazy? So let me get this right. You get to give us the middle finger, do what you want to do, but yet we're supposed to follow you around and protect you like some goddamn bodyguards? Oh, wait, Z, you say that all the time. Walking wallets and overglorified bodyguards. And there you go. You get what you get when you step outside of black male-led community. You get what you get. Oh, well.
You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. Day after day after day, profile after profile, I see lesbians on dating sites saying things like, I just want a strong leader. I just want someone I can submit to. Lesbians are saying this to other women. I'm in my feminine era. I'm looking for someone who can bring out my feminine era. I'm looking for the leader of my family. Women to other women. Let me tell you something. The good Lord did not create me as a woman to be a provider. The good Lord did not create me to protect you. The good Lord did not make it for two women to have a man-woman relationship. Okay, say what you want. I'm gay, but it says right there in the Bible, man and woman. It outlines what kind of relationship a man and woman should have. When we decided, as a society, to be gay, we gave up certain things. We broke the mold. God knows our life, and he knows our plan. He has a plan for us. But there's no outline for our type of relationship in the Bible. As a woman, you are not supposed to submit to me, another woman. As a woman, I am not supposed to be your provider, your caretaker. As a woman who dates women, when I stopped dating men, I realized there were certain things that I was going to have to give up. I would have to give up the safety and protection aspect of being with a man. I would have to give up the heteronormative relationships I was used to, where I could be the strong woman of my household. And instead, I was going to start to have more equal partnerships where both people split duties. You know why so many lesbian couples end in divorce? False expectations. You're putting heteronormative expectations where there never should have been any because we were not made for that. God did not make us for this. You're putting these expectations that there's going to be a man and a woman in the relationship, and that's just not feasible. It may be feasible for a short time, but within a matter of time, those expectations will not be met, and somebody's going to get disappointed, and somebody's going to get overwhelmed. Women can have great and loving relationships together. They can have successful relationships together. However, sacrifices have to be made. You have to buckle down and realize I am not a man, never will be a man. You are not a man, never will be a man. And we're going to have to come together on a lot of things. We're going to have a much more equal partnership than you might have with a man. But if
They don't want equality.
for your leader, your provider, the person who's going to guide and lead your entire relationship or marriage and guide and lead your family in a biblical sense, like man/woman, you're not going to find that in women. Go find a man.
And Dominic says, do the men want to do it? And when I was saying take care of the physical infrastructure and maintain the society, yes and no. The men appreciate that somebody got to do it and the women are not, number one. So yes and no. The men know it needs to be done, regardless if they quote unquote want to do it or not. They're not refusing not to do it, unlike the women. So yeah, I mean, do the men want to do it, but maintain this society? Yes and no. Quite frankly, we don't trust women to do it because, well, y'all won't. And there's a level of social accountability that, simply put, if we put women in charge of the physical infrastructure, do I think a female mathematician could get the numbers right? Yes. Architects? Yes. What happens when everything goes left, though? The problem isn't when things go right. The problem is, do we punish her the exact same way when things go wrong? Huh? Do we hit her with every bit of the heavy hand that we hit men with when things go wrong? Being softer with women is a gendered pleasure. Women tore up the social contract. They don't get that no more. Or at least they shouldn't. Huh? So do men want to maintain the society, maintain the physical infrastructure, the bridges, the roads, the buildings? Yes and no. Right? Oh, man. So yeah, y'all heard what the LGBTQ women was saying? You give up certain things. This is what, at least for Z, that I stress to the women of my life. From siblings to my lady, older and younger. If there's ever, we don't always get into gender conversations, believe it or not. Mr. Z just doesn't go walking around with cloud sword, right? Taking heads off. No, we're not doing that. With that, if and when the conversation veers towards gender, oh, everybody head getting taken off, including uncles. Nobody's safe. The women tore up the social contract. They get nothing. You're not going to be able to shame me morality. I've said that in a conversation before, actually multiple times. I'm not joking, like I really said that. Don't come to me with the Bible talk. I'm going to laugh in your face. Done that before. If the women want to be purely transactional, they get purely transactional. If it's all about the money, then what is this wallet buying, ma'am? You're too heavy set. Can't do it. Nope. Huh? You don't speak well enough. You're not educated enough. Yeah, Z, but you're a community college dropout. I'm the one spending the money. Oops. Once again, when the ladies tore up the social contract, when the ladies torched the social contract, there were things in that contract that they took for granted and they assumed would still be offered and granted to them just because. Now the ladies are attempting to shame black men in particular into still doing the things that were with the social contract, while the women uphold, well, none of their end of the bargain of the social contract. And ladies, you get nothing. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And shout out to Dre, because we know it's happening in the US, but you know what's happening in Canada so they can pay their rents? Oops.
A recent investigation found that a shocking number of Canadian people are now exchanging vagina for rent. Yes, you heard that. Landlords are now accepting pussy as payment for rent, which is generally a fucked up thing. But me, you know me, controversial fuck that I am, got me wondering, whatever the fuck happens to the rest of the people who don't got pussy to trade for rent? We're fucked, ain't we? But yeah, things have gotten bad in Canada, and they found that a shocking number of women are now trading sex for rent because life is just too fucking expensive.
Huh? And shout out to the brother Gothic. And Mr. Donnie Mack says, life is about choices and trade-offs, freedom or security. Better You says, nah, baby, take everything that come with that brunch and munch life. All of it. You even got the LGBTQ white women telling you, hey, what the hell y'all doing when y'all come over here? Y'all still want provision and protection? Y'all didn't read what the LGBTQ manifesto is? We don't do that over here. And by the way, ma'am, yes, y'all do. When the women are done over here, because they can't make it work over here, they can't hack it, they go over there looking for simps. That's why they're demanding that y'all protect and provide like men do. They think they're going to get a simp for cheap when they go over there to the LGBTQ world. That's the whole point. That's why y'all have dead bedrooms. Y'all not even licking on each other. Mr. Z make jokes about it. Same-sex loving women have the deadest bedroom of all pairings. Right? Because more than likely, the femme in particular, but either one of you, are only together out of convenience. So y'all don't freaking starve individually. And because y'all don't want to get a no man's program. Huh? Yikes. So now y'all selling bucks, or not even selling bucks, y'all giving away bucks for rent in Canada. We already know y'all doing that in America. As a matter of fact, Jason Black covered a story like that. I want to say, ooh, that might have been 3-4 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Maybe 5 years ago, of a apartment complex with a was it the Super? I don't think it was a super. It was the maintenance guy was over here smashing how many of the different single moms in the building, in the complex, and paying their rent for them. Huh? I don't think it was the super. I think it was the maintenance guy. Either way, that's the real. That's what's going on, and you're going to continue to see that going on. So as you see women try to quote unquote hold out for the well-off man, for the Uber baller, they're gonna be handing out vagina to the landlord, to the mechanic, etc., etc. These are things we already know. Mr. Z not saying anything we don't already know. Huh? This is the cost. Y'all signed up for this. You didn't question it. As a matter of fact, you fought and advocated for it. We can't even say it was just your foremothers. To millennial and Gen Z women, we can't even say that it was just your foremothers. You can't even blame the older Xers and the boomers. Huh? You can't just blame the silent generation because y'all on the same type of time. In many aspects, worse. And you're living the cost of that. Most of you don't got it. We seen the numbers. Black women, most of you don't got it. We know. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. The average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. 23% of young black women now identify as bisexual. A disproportionate number of women, a disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. No. If she spent her lifetime not appreciate what we're saying. Let's go back to that. She spent her lifetime. That means, okay, we won't even start the clock when she turned 18. We'll give her the 2 years. She spent her 20s to 30, her 30s to 40, her 40s to 50, her 50s to 60, her 60s to 70, possibly her 70s to 80, never on a black man's program. And now black women who find themselves kinless, quote unquote, deserve a social safety net too, deserve a safety net too? Absolutely not. Her being kinless is the cost of not being on a black man's program. Okay, fine. You're not going to be on a black man's program. You're not going to be on no man's program or a woman. Then you better earn enough. But most black women don't. And when we say most, we don't mean 51% most. We mean 95% most. Simply don't earn enough. Huh? Yikes. Didn't y'all come out here leaning on your male friends, trying to escape, quote unquote, Blackistan to go end up with the mythical, magical white man? The omniscient, omnipotent white man. Huh? Yikes.
You're my homeboy, but you're still a man, so there are things that I expect from you even though we're not in a romantic relationship. Let's get to it. Number one, if you are in the car with me while I'm getting gas, you are pumping my gas. I don't know why that one's controversial. Pump this gas. I also expect you to put me on the correct side of the sidewalk. Do you want me to die or not? Exactly! Number 3, you are the DDH, designated door holder. Why would I be opening the door? You are a man. I don't expect you to cover anything financially, and I don't expect you to carry my bags if we go shopping, although that one pains me and it took a lot of growth. It took a lot of growth. I don't love to carry a bag in the store. God, that one really hurts though. I feel like there's more and I can give you more if you're really that interested.
Huh? So the women are trying to get men to still participate in this quote unquote gentlemanly behavior. And what do the men get in return? Nothing. It's just you being a good guy, a gentleman. Huh? Absolutely not. This is manhood on a discount. Nope. And to hell with what Ryan Clark and Steve Harvey and D.L. Hughley and all the rest of them got to say about it. Nope. Y'all raising these feminist entitled brats, they get nothing. The women torch the social contract, but demand that the men adhere to gentlemanly duties as a supposed just being a good person and being a kind man and a good man. Is he getting vagina? No, he's my friend. Well, male friends, whoever on the outside of the sidewalk is on the outside of the sidewalk. So be it. Huh? Male friends will open the door for each other, but not open the door and hold the door for each other. No, I open the door while I'm walking in front of you, and I push the door open so it don't hit you when you walking in. I don't open the door and stand back and hold the door open. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we didn't know that what the women are really attempting to do is to make up for not being on a man's program. At the end of the day, that is the issue. The women are attempting to piecemeal friendships, relationships together to make up for not having a man and not being on a man's program. So they're piecemealing friendships with women, friendships with men. If they have a child or two, their relationship with their children to make up for not having a man. You're not on a man's program. They're engaging in LGBTQ activity, one foot in LGBTQ life, one foot in quote unquote straight life, all to make up for not having a man, not being on a black man's program. That's a genius statement. That's a genius statement. And Vince says Frankenstein feminism. Put it in the book. Frankenstein feminism. I might do a whole stream on that. Frankenstein feminism. Exactly. Damn, Vince, you would that's a quote. That's a statement right there. Huh? Yikes. Huh? And let me read some of you guys super chat because some of these is old and we gotta read. Okay, let's do that. I think Else Active was first. Where's Else Active? There we go. And Else Active says, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Else Active didn't say that. Mr. Z said that. And Else Active says, it's fascinating how many black women will warn you against exercising your passport and all its pitfalls, but many of them are silent over the quote the abuse that they take on overside or on the other side. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yes, absolutely. Because black women see black men as owing them. You got them on this planet with white women. and she doesn't get to be a white woman, which means she doesn't actually get to be a full ass woman. So you don't get to quote unquote leave. She does. When you date out and when you marry out, it's because you hate your mother. It's because you have a low self-esteem. You have, you don't value yourself. You hate yourself. You hate black women. Your colors, features, textures, fat phobic. So when you date out, marry out, potentially have mixed children, you're all of the negatives and the pejoratives. Now, when a black woman engages in the same thing, when she dates out, gets piped, marries out, has mixed children, the difference is that she had no choice. You know, like she loves black men, but black men were so colorist and so fat phobic and texturous and featurous, and black men just refused to understand the plight of black women and understand that black women love black men. We just want them to do better. And then she just met this white man that just, you know, he just kissed up to her and he just loved her and showed her how much he values her, and she just had no choice but to succumb to his love. Huh? Yeah, it's different. Huh? And black women are telling you stop running from them.
That I've dated. Hi, this is Dr. Yana. I'm calling from South Florida, and I'm really exhausted with the number of brothers who always lay their issues on black women rather than doing the work. Black men need to step up and be more masculine, and then it would allow black women to be more feminine. Rather than doing the work and figuring out how to make things better, we're always running away. Our men are always running to other women and blaming our black women. It's sickening. No, I don't believe black men need to continue to run away from their tribe. Black men do not need to continue to abandon black women. Absolutely not. I think they need to put in the work to become more masculine, and that would allow black women to be more feminine, and we can have a more harmonious community. So I'm very offended by it. No, they need to work.
Well, where you at, ma'am? Ma'am,
Ricky.
Ma'am, where you at? I'm done.
I would love to talk to that woman in person. I would. Y'all don't understand how much Z would love to talk to that woman in person. Whoever her nephew is, grandson, whoever the hell. Madam, y'all get nothing. Black men owe black women nothing. Black women are not on black men's program, so black men decided to SYSBM and passport bros. We don't got to quote unquote elevate our masculinity. What happens when we say no? Now what? Uh-oh. What happens when black men say yeah? You know what I will no longer be for you? A beast of burden. I really want to know what the hell black women gonna do about it. Young black men said yeah about that. Nope. That interracial marriage rate is increasing, madam. Black men's, let's say it better, black men's interracial marriage rate is increasing, which is causing their marriage rate to increase as black women's marriage rate buries through the floor in the basement and then buries its hole into the core of the earth. Huh? So yeah, L's active. Black women can warn passport bros all they want and do all this talking. No. If black women are not on black men's program, you get what you get. Huh? And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. There was another. Give me a second. And Vince says, and thank you for the super chat, girls are trying to play the game of society, but quote unquote for fun, meaning no cost or penalty. Yeah. Huh? Meanwhile, life is keeping scores and life is playing for keeps. Life is keeping score and life is playing for keeps. You know, once I heard something along the lines of like, your weight, or it had something to do with like diet or weight, and it was like your stomach, your weight. There is no excuse. There is no how you were born or the cards you were dealt. Your weight says everything about your discipline. Huh? It says everything about your discipline. Your diet says everything about your discipline. No wonder women, in particular, black women, even more particularly, hate having the weight conversation. That's number one. Number two, at the end of life, we're black. We appreciate how horrible the cards we were dealt are. We get it. With that, there are things that you could engage in that are best practices that will mitigate, or at least help to mitigate, for how horrible the cards we were dealt are. But black women, and certain other women, it's not exclusive to black women, speak as if they're playing all or nothing. If I can't get the rich man, I don't want anything. All or nothing. Huh? If I can't get 6'7", I don't want 5'9", 5'10", 5'8", all or nothing. Huh? If I'm not treated like a princess because he's that well off, then all of you won't do. All or nothing. Now they find little cheat ways to get around it. They'll be throwing the vagina at someone you would never think. Huh? On the low, they throwing the vagina at the janitor at the job. The good-looking, swaggy janitor. On the low, they throwing the vagina. You don't know. Now she holding out for Mr. Superballer, but the janitor at the job is sliding through once a week, once every other week to knock the cobwebs out. Huh? And this is her little cheat way of getting around the all or nothing. The young brother in the file room. She's 43. He's 25. Huh? Black women put themselves in the most unenviable position ever. Mr. Z keeps saying that because it's true. They put themselves in the most unenviable position ever, and now they gotta eat that. Yeah, they played the societal game for fun, Vince. But there is a penalty. When you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. Huh? When you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. Just saying. And Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Cameron says, bread or buns? And let me play the clip once again.
Listen, I feel like somewhere down the line, there's been like a little bit of miscommunication about our relationship. I'm your man's, not your man. Okay, that S is very important. It's a huge difference. You see, I'm your friend. That's a boy, not your boyfriend. I'm your homie. I'm not your brother. Nah, we don't got that type of relationship. Nah, we don't do that. Now that we got that sorted out, I'm gonna need you to start acting accordingly, nigga. I'm not taking you on dates. What the fuck? Listen, it's cool. We go hang out. We do shit. You know what I'm saying? We friends. We supposed to hang out. We go out. We do activities. We go get food. I'll pay for the shit, nigga. You my brody. You my mans. I fuck with you, so I'm gonna pay for it. Not every time though. Bring your wallet, okay? Sometimes you gonna have to pay. When me and the guys hang out, we hang out broke. You one of the guys. So me and you, we can hang out and do broke shit. We don't gotta go to a restaurant, my nigga. Like, bro, I'm already a therapist. I'm already a guardian that you don't listen to. I'm not trying to get no coochie out the queen. Why is you telling me to get you Lululemon? I got a car. I'm your friend. I'm your homie that drive. You need to ride somewhere, my nigga, I got you. You need to ride somewhere every day? All the time? This ain't no passenger princess situation. I gas, cash, or ass. And I don't want no ass from you. So come up off that.
Bread or buns, as KMS says. And he said, you my friend. I really actually see you as a friend. I don't want no ass from you. So that means you gotta come up off the bread. Oh, you breaking women now. Oh, you imagine? You got a coworker, a homegirl coworker, you don't even see her like that. And you're bringing her to work 2, 3, 4 times a week, and she not coming up off of no money? Huh? See, once again, the gendered pleasures that women took for granted, they don't really appreciate. See, they'll look at us, they'll look at the men and be like, oh, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't do if it wasn't for this and that. Likewise, you just ain't never count what men do for women, the passes that men give women that men would never give other men. And once again, there's a cost to that. Yeah. Women don't appreciate how much passes men give women that we would never give other men. But they're going to learn. They're going to find out. Huh? Okay, mess. Once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. There was another. Oh, yeah. And KMS says, I'm not your champion or your man. Standing, hit me when you when you want to get ran in. Killer Cam. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Hey, Cam. First, he does his freestyles on the joint with him and Mace, but Cam is one of my top 20 favorite rappers. Yeah. I'm not your companion or your man standing. Hit me when you want to get ran in. Killer Cam, right? I think one of my favorite lines is when he said, I used to serve on stoops, now I swerve in coops. Of course I like that line. It's a car line, right? Cam got some lines. Cam got some lines. It sounds elementary until you slow down and you actually listen to what he's saying. And you're like, oh, okay, no, he really saying some stuff. Right? He said, I used to serve off stoops, now I swerve in coops. Oh man. Right? So yeah. Wasn't that what that was from the old boy joint? KMS? I think that. Let me see. And I'll read this one now. And Toya says, and thank you for the super chat, Toya. She says, cost benefit analysis, hard at work. And she says, hashtag intellectualize your misandry, your misandry. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think when I listen to Kim Foster, that's what I hear. Intellectualizing the misandry. And when she kind of loses herself and she's trying to be extra and animated and funny and comical, which is not, it's not really funny. At least to Z, it's not. She'll say it. I'm trying to tamp down the misandry, and she's trying to be funny, but number one, not funny. It's not that it's just not funny. Like, you're not funny. So, right, and it's okay. I mean, you're a Harvard grad. We don't expect necessarily funny from you. But yeah, that is what you see. There was one of the brothers covered it. That's kind of black medicine affair. Black Manosphere Adjacent covered this. The I want to say, was it PBS or one of these or was it in the UK, something like that, and they were speaking about the young men struggling in school, and they had this like white lady with a bob, and she was essentially insulting the boys' intelligence, and she had a smirk on her face. She had a smirk on her face, right? And just a smug look on her face. And somebody sent it to me. If you don't mind sending that to me again, because I've been meaning to cover it. It's about a month or so old now, but I want to go back to it because I didn't cover it. And yeah, the white lady had a smug smirk on her face when she was essentially insulting the intelligence of boys, not even grown men at this point. Boys. And I'm saying all of that, Toya, to say, yes, intellectualizing their misandry. You imagine, this is not a little YouTube clip, like it's on YouTube, but this is a clip from like, news or something, bigger. Something you would think she would have the discipline not to show her her contempt for males, because these are boys we're talking about at this point. We're not even talking about men. These are children. Oh, it's Down and Out featuring Kanye. Okay. All right. Thank you, KMS. Right? So, it's that same. Oh, no, is that same era? No, yeah, but no, that's different time though. But yeah, yeah, Toya. So the white lady had the bob, and she had the biggest smirk on her face, talking about the young boys. And if I'm not mistaken, she was talking about boys. And the smug on her face, and you would think she would have more discipline than that, but she didn't. Right? So yeah, intellectualizing their misandry, huh? Huh. Oh, Miss Mamdry Z, a play on words. Okay. Miss Mamdry. I'm not gonna ask you which dry. I'm not gonna ask you where you going with this. Oh man. Anyway, was it Pierce Morgan? No, I want to say it was it wasn't Pierce Morgan. I don't want to say, because it because he didn't have her on like a panel discussion. And Louis said, "Check my phone." Y'all gives you a second. That's gonna be a thumbnail, Louis. I'm not even gonna show it to everybody right now. I'm gonna make it the thumbnail. I'm gonna make it the thumbnail for this stream, and I'm gonna make it the thumbnail for the next stream that I'm gonna dedicate. And shout out to Vince for that, right? Frankenstein feminism. Y'all will see it when I make it the thumbnail. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna make that the thumbnail. I'm definitely gonna make that the thumbnail. Jason says they want 666 slaves, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Jason says they want 666 slaves. Oh man, 6 inches tall, 6-pack with 6 inches and 6 figures. It's more than 3 sixes, right? It's like 4. It's like 4 or 5 sixes actually. Right. 6 feet tall, at least 6 figures, at least 6 inches, at least. What's the other one? 6-pack, right? And Jason, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. The 666 slaves. That's funny. The 666 slaves. AKMS says, if I'm filling in the gap, hysterical. If I'm filling in the gap, the quote unquote gap for women, figuratively, best effing believe I'm filling in the gap for her, literally, bread or buns. And no, for real. And actually, that is what's happening, because when they're not making their rent in Canada, and we know what's happening in America, right? They need somebody to fill in the gap, so they're going to that same landlord is filling in the gap financially because she's supposed to be paying her rent and she can't pay her rent. So he's filling in the gap. Uh-oh.
A recent investigation found that a shocking number of Canadian people are now exchanging vagina for rent. Yes, you heard that. Landlords are now accepting pussy as payment for rent, which is generally a fucked up thing. But me, you know me, controversial fuck that I am, got me wondering, whatever the fuck happens to the rest of the people who don't got pussy to trade for rent? We're fucked, ain't we? But yeah, things have gotten bad in Canada, and they found that a shocking number of women are now trading sex for rent because life is just too fucking expensive.
And on that note, no, life is getting expensive. It is. That's especially in the West. You know, we're moving to we're not even moving. We're in a multipolar world. That's what the whole Chinese military parade was about. It was like, hey, bro, oh, y'all didn't think we had this? Oh, look what we got, and we got a bunch of other stuff we ain't gonna show you right now. So that was officially China saying multipolar world. This is where we are now. Get used to it. And so yeah, it's gonna be a bit more difficult in the West. A lot of things we took for granted, it's out the window now. Okay, cool. And so you're going to find women, most of which are not doing well financially or not well enough to afford even their own lifestyle. They're going to need someone to fill in the gap. Giggity, right? They're going to need someone to fill in the gap. And, well, you'll be hard pressed. There's a pun in there. You'll be hard pressed to find men that are going to fill in the gap financially and not fill in the gap in other ways. Oops. That's going to be a difficult proposition. Goddamn, Z, innuendos all over the place. Dear ladies, that's going to be a difficult proposition to find men, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise, who are going to fill in the gap financially for you without filling in the gap in other ways. Huh? And KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Absolutely correct. Huh? Absolutely correct. A lot of this feminist crap was luxury beliefs, and the ladies are going to have to feel that. Huh? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Hashtag Ice Age. And there you go. So we're here now. Mr. Z don't got a problem with it. But whenever it don't work out, you're there. I'm going to play KMS. Not KMS. Sorry, KMS. I'm going to play Kevin Samuels. That's why I said KMS. KS. I'm going to play Kevin Samuels in a little bit. And there's a part of what he said. And I know what segment he was referring to. I played it before. I might have to double back, well, triple back, because I played it a little while ago. When Kevin speaks about South Korea and how the Korean women are looking for the men, and I've said this before about in America, particularly the black community, they're looking for the men that they overlooked, because none of these women were old. The clip that Kevin Samuels was referring to, that Kevin was referring to, none of these women were really old. They were middle age-ish and younger. These women don't want to get on a black man's program. Okay, fine. I said black man's program. I'm so used to saying that. They don't want to get on a man's program in South Korea. Okay, fine. They were never on a man's program, or at least not in recent memory. Okay, fine. All right, cool. And there's a cost to that. So what the women are attempting to do is have some type of government agency start allocating money for singles, some type of singles social security or something, to make up for them never having been married, never having children. So the two people they would be able to lean on traditionally, they don't have, and now they're looking for the government to make up for it. Huh? That's where Mr. Z comes in and says, yeah, about that. See, that's what I'm advocating that young men don't become. Don't become her social safety net. In their 20s, they could pop all that. In their 30s, they could pop all that. Maybe even in their 40s, they could pop all that. When things start slowing down, 50s, 60s, and for those of us, millennials, Gen Z, you better believe it. You're going to find, I'm going to say it now. Let me claim it now. Don't be surprised if you see black women, millennials and Gen Z, first-time marriages in their 50s, particularly mid-50s and up. Huh? Mid-50s, maybe 60s. Don't be surprised if y'all see particularly black women try to catch them a simp who never got no vagina or barely got any vagina throughout his adulthood, and they catching him lonely and desperate, 50 some odd and older. She would have never gave you the time of day in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s. Huh? But life then got so heavy, and she's older now. She can't carry it. She couldn't even carry it when she was in her 30s. She definitely can't carry it in her 50s. And here come your sap ass. Kermesses, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah. Kermes, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right. And Mr. Talbert says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat for some hookah and crab legs. Hysterical. I'm not a crab leg person. I've smoked hookah before. Do it socially every once in a while when we go to a lounge or something like that. But and not even all the time. But crab legs, I've never been a crab person. Right. Crab and lobster don't do it for me. Crab, lobster, that's a lot of seafood that is not really my thing. Hard book, I ain't even gonna read that out loud. I'm just saying. No? I got you.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shang Tsung. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth it.
I'm gonna play that again. I think I just put Lion on timeout by mistake. I was trying to highlight his comment, and I accidentally, Lion has been banned, and their comments were, Lion, come back. Lion, come back. It says Lion has been, oh man. Lion has been banned, and their comments were removed. Lion, come back. Oh man. Crap. My screen adjusted for half a second as I was pressing the button, and I done deleted Lion and his comments. Lion, come back. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I gotta figure out how to fix that. But I'm gonna play it for you anyway. Here you go.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shang Tsung. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is they leftover. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
And shout out to Edward Anderson. I promise you, ladies, we're not trying to hold on to you. Right, St. Six is free lion. I don't even know how to bring him back. I pressed it by mistake. I don't even Lion cursing me out right now. Gil Gabby said, 1-800 ask the bear. 1-800 ask the bear. Look, you're gonna see women dry begging, sassy begging, obligation begging. You're gonna see them try to implore our elders to shame us, right? That's why you see folks, that's why you see every once in a while a woman that doesn't know BGS, when they stumble upon his channel and they hear him talk, they try to shame him. Right? They try to shame him. Oh, it's only for 5 minutes? Okay, perfect. Is that true? I'm sure Cheryl says he's in timeout for 5 minutes. Okay, so he should be okay in a couple minutes. Yeah. Right. And Eric Deadman says South Korea is a perfect example of women wanting to subsidize their quote unquote independence. Governments around the world don't have the money to subsidize quote unquote girl power any longer. Not enough babies being born. Look, and that isn't that the thing, Eric? The women aren't even doing the wrong thing the right way. You're not even having kids. So to force the government to pay. I'm not even saying this is a good thing. Mr. Z's not even advocating for this. I'm saying y'all are not even doing the wrong thing the right way. Huh? Yikes. And AB says, Z, you know my motto, I know what you're saying. 1-800 call the bear. Right? But yeah, Eric, they're not even doing the wrong thing the right way. So let me get that. I said it on another stream. Y'all think that BS Tesla Model 3 and your little $55,000 a year job, you think that's contributing? Huh? Your $55,000 a year service industry job, that condo you could barely afford because it keeps on getting adjusted, right? What they call it when they the special assessment. There you go. That's what I was looking for. They keep on doing the special assessment on your ass. You can't even afford it no more. So that condo with the special assessment that just put a foot in your ass, that Tesla you could barely afford to make the payments on, and that $55,000 a year job, you think that's what's contributing? You don't have no kids, no man. Eric, you're 100% right. These quote unquote developed nations no longer have the money. And you have to appreciate how much of their GDP, for the ones that got it, they're going to have to spend now retooling their military. There's a bunch of, especially as Donald Trump says, yeah, we ain't going to provide the security blanket to you no more. Sorry, not sorry. As Donald Trump starts telling, especially in Europe, yeah, we ain't going to provide that security blanket. Yeah, nope. So their defense budget that used to be 1-ish, 2-ish%, gonna have to go up to 3.5%. That don't sound like a lot, huh? 3.5%, 4%, 5%. Yeah, that's a lot of social safety net getting cut. Huh? America's going through austerity right now. That's a lot of social safety net getting cut. So Eric, as you said, they don't appreciate they're not going to be able to get subsidized. Cameron said more like 15% on their military. Goddamn. Who's spending 15% on your military? Wait a minute. That's a lot. That's a lot. Huh? KMS says, turn on the money faucet. You bros ain't even pumping out kids, society. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. They're not even doing the wrong thing the right way. You're not even having the kids to put the government in the position like, God damn, we can't let these little crumb snatchers starve. You know, yeah, some of them are going to go to prison in the future, but some of them are going to be in the military. One or two of them are going to, you know, break through the concrete and you know, climb their way into Jay-Zville, right? One or two of them is going to be a scientist. One or two, but y'all are not even doing that, ladies. And that's not exclusive to black women. That's women in America in the West, huh? Trusted, cute and call you Jordan Crash Out. I got you.
For your night. That's a very pro-woman, amazing, like strong, independent woman. But might I add another angle? I would feel like, why the hell ain't no one trying to scoop me up to save my life? Am I ugly? Are they better looking than me? Like, why are they getting saved and I'm over here working, taking on extra shifts now because she got Richard Gere that came and scooped her up and now she got an easy life and now I got extra corns on my toes and my back hurts because no one's saving me. So you have a very positive attitude. I would have been a little bitter like, why the fuck? Why not me? Why not? I don't want to be irresponsible. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of the goddamn cape. Somebody save me. I want to be Julia Roberts on Hollywood Boulevard in cheap shoes when some guy comes and saves me. I have worked hard since I was 14 and I had to pay. I'm sick of it, Erica.
I do understand.
It's a thankless
I understand
job
what you're
being
saying.
classy and independent. It's thankless. I've been dating since the 1980 something and I'm still single. I'm tired, Erica. You found your man. Don't hate. Let me live it. Let me vent. You're off the strip. I am still on it. I'm in the trenches and it sucks. I'm sick of being independent. I fucking hate paying for my fucking Range Rover, my other car, my mortgage insurance, my freaking cell phone, computer, Wi-Fi. I am sick of it. I need some guy with bad health to jump on in and interrupt and say, let me take you off your shift. You've been working hard enough. So that's cute what she's doing. I'm not doing that. We are different. I'm tired. I've proven myself and it only impresses other women. She's like, oh, that's amazing. My friend's independent. These men don't care. Come and save me, some chic, minus the dookie. Just please come and save me. I'm tired. I'm tired, Erica. I don't want to do it no more. Where's my Melania? I want the Melania Trump plan. I'm sick. I've proven myself. Since 1988.
At 88.
I'm tired. I was 15 out of paper route.
Damn, that's a long time.
72 clients. 30-cent tip for some of you bastards in East Providence, Rhode Island on 2nd Street. I remember I gave you papers 7 days a week and on Sunday you gave me a 30-cent tip. I'm tired. So I'm glad it worked out for you, but I'm not there.
Being a strong, independent woman since 1988 is a lot, Claudia.
Since Salt and Pepper came out.
That's a lot.
I'm tired.
Damn.
So yes.
Damn.
Excuse me if I'm a little frustrated. So I envy the girls that got taken off the pole, so to say.
Nobody said nothing about no damn pole.
But metaphorically.
Yeah, nobody said. Well, my point was because here's the thing. The point was that this is a
take off the cape, Erica. We lost the election. We're not doing this anymore.
I'm not.
Soft life. Hookers are winning.
All about.
Hoes are winning. Hookers are in the White House again. First lady, if you will. I'm over it. It's no one cares. Nobody cares about independence anymore. But I respect it. But they don't.
I get it.
So I never read y'all comments when y'all say, nope, you're going to have to accept the dookie too. And Black Rule says, no getting around the dookie, Claudia. It was one stream, this was maybe a few days ago, because I played this clip a lot of times, right? But it was, this was maybe like last week sometime. And y'all was in the comments saying, no, you're going to have to accept that dookie. And I saw the comments, I just refused to read them. But today is a new day. And Black Rule says, no getting around the dookie, Claudia. She said, some shit come and save me. And she said, mine is the dookie. And y'all saying, nope, you're going to have to accept the dookie. Oh, man. On that note, y'all, we ain't going to stay too much longer, but Z got things to do. Like, for real, for real. So today won't be a panel discussion, but we will be shooting for tomorrow to be a panel discussion. Things are kind of up in the air. I'm not gonna be able to move the way I usually move today, or maybe tomorrow. So that's why today is no panel discussion and tomorrow is iffy. We'll see about that. Right. So y'all bear with. If anything, I'll try to make up for that Monday. Right, if I don't have a panel discussion tomorrow, because I definitely want to know what y'all think about some of these clips that I'm playing today. And yeah, so we'll end out with Which one do I want to end out with? The heart. This is heartbreaking for real. If you look at her face, oh, the heartbreak.
A few moments later.
Is it gonna hurt if I pull your wig off?
How hard is the glue? Could I just like rip?
Rip?
Is it like tearaway pants?
Tearaway pants?
Tearaway hair.
Auto-tune pants.
Honey, where am I?
Black women, you gotta be careful around these non-black folks, particularly the white folks, the white dudes. They start making weave and wig jokes. Talking about taking your weave off. Yikes. And so we'll end out with the women telling other women, yes, we're going to disagree with the framing. Some of the things they're going to say are going to sound really off. With that, the overall message, right? So we'll end out, we'll let the black women have the last word. I ain't going to let no damn white women have the last word. So we'll play these two back to back and we'll end it on out. Here y'all go.
You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. You don't want a lesbian, you want a dude. Day after day after day, profile after profile, I see lesbians on dating sites saying things like, I just want a strong leader. I just want someone I can submit to. Lesbians are saying this to other women. I'm in my feminine era. I'm looking for someone who can bring out my feminine era. I'm looking for the leader of my family. Women to other women. Let me tell you something. The good Lord did not create me as a woman to be a provider. The good Lord did not create me to protect you. The good Lord did not make it for two women to have a man-woman relationship. Okay, say what you want. I'm gay, but it says right there in the Bible, man and woman. It outlines what kind of relationship a man and woman should have. When we decided, as a society, to be gay, we gave up certain things. We broke the mold. God knows our life, and he knows our plan. He has a plan for us. But there is no outline for our type of relationship in the Bible. As a woman, you are not supposed to submit to me, another woman. As a woman, I am not supposed to be your provider, your caretaker. As a woman who dates women, when I stopped dating men, I realized there were certain things that I was going to have to give up. I would have to give up the safety and protection aspect of being with a man. I would have to give up the heteronormative relationships I was used to, where I could be the strong woman of my household. And instead, I was going to start to have more equal partnerships where both people split duties. You know why so many lesbian couples end in divorce? False expectations. You're putting heteronormative expectations where there never should have been any because we were not made for that. God did not make us for this. You're putting these expectations that there's going to be a man and a woman in the relationship, and that's just not feasible. It may be feasible for a short time, but within a matter of time, those expectations will not be met, and somebody's going to get disappointed, and somebody's going to get overwhelmed. Women can have great and loving relationships together. They can have successful relationships together. However, sacrifices have to be made. You have to buckle down and realize, I am not a man, never will be a man. You are not a man, never will be a man. And we're going to have to come together on a lot of things. We're going to have a much more equal partnership than you might have with a man. But if you're a lesbian and you're still out here looking for your leader, your provider, the person who's going to guide and lead your entire relationship or marriage and guide and lead your family in a biblical sense, like man/woman, you're not going to find that in women. Go find a man.
Fantasies that black women are going through on this app right now, it's wrap it up. Wrap it up, ladies, because it's getting crazy and real ahistorical. I just got home from the office, and one of the first videos I see is a discussion on whether white men will be the ones to protect black women under our current system. When have white men ever had a documented history of protecting black women? I will wait. I just don't even know where these ideas are stemming from. If you understand patriarchal white supremacist systems, why would you think that the people who sit at the highest echelons of that ladder are going to be the ones to save you when this all starts to crumble? What are we talking about? And again, it is all based on this dedication to the fantasy that Prince Charming is coming to save you. Prince Charming is not, nobody is coming to save you. It's not a white man. It's not a black man. I always say over here, ladies, you have to save yourself. Like, that's the answer. White men are not a liberation strategy. Romantic love with men who sit at the highest echelons of the food pyramid is not saving you. I just don't know. You have to be self-sufficient. Those are the answers you're looking for. Like these hypotheses, the answer comes from relying on yourself. investing in yourself, investing in community with other women. Like, you have to reimagine a new world. Tap into your imagination and imagine a world in which women save themselves. I don't know why we are really struggling with this to the point where we've now moved on from thinking that it's going to be a benevolent black man that's going to save you from this patriarchal capitalist hellscape and thinking, actually, it's the white guy that's going to save me. What are we talking about? And then I know there's theories about like, if you're going to get married, you might as well marry white, you might as well marry wealthy, you might as well marry a good person. Like, let's talk about it. You want to marry a person of character, kindness. You know what happens? And God forbid this guy stops liking you anymore. More privilege that he already has the privilege of being a man. But you put on top of that he's wealthy, you put on top of that he's a white, you will be crushed underneath his thumb if he ever decides to weaponize any of that. You need to marry a good, kind person with character, morality. Yes, preferably one with some coins. Okay? But this idea that like this white wealthy man is coming to save you from your circumstance, let it go. The interracial love fantasy.
And Elwood says, congratulations, Z. Filtered Z, LOL. Yeah. I try my hardest not to use profanity on my monologues, just in case folks have their children listening. Now I will get engaged in the sexual innuendo. That is super clear, but I'm careful on the profanity. Now when I do a panel discussion, of course, and every once in a while I'll do a serious stream where I don't even really laugh or giggle or do the sexual innuendos. And I'm about due for one of those streams soon enough where it's a bit more serious topic, and it requires me to be serious about the coverage also. So there's that. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I see what y'all saying in the comments. I ain't even gonna go there. Look, the message, not the messenger's forehead. Hysterical. Okay, y'all. So with that, we will pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Give it a minute or so y'all can see the new thumbnail. Shout out to Louis. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.